Okay, this video is like a product of how my mind works in like a weird way. You guys are getting a glimpse at that. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I think it's gonna be good, so stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video here on my channel. I am Jay Canada, and like I said, this video is it's different. It came from my mind. There was no reasoning other than what I was thinking about last night to why I'm making this video, but we're gonna try it, and I think it's gonna be good, okay? Today we're doing another 2K21 squad builder. So I'm going to put together a team of 10 players on my team. But the way I'm getting those players, I don't even know what the title of this video is going to be, but basically it's NBA players who have had really crazy stats in their season or like one game or maybe a playoff series.
You what?
That's a mouthful. I don't think that's going to make for a good title, but it will make for a good video. I promise you. Now, to summarize what I mean by that and what we are doing today is I'm going to take you guys over to Basketball Reference, one of my favorite websites. I've explained it many times. And since I was young watching sports, like all sports, something I've always really cared about is stats. Like I just love numbers when it comes to sports. It's something that fascinates me. And oftentimes, like literally 3 or 4 times a week, I'll find a stat from a basketball player, whether it be like a season thing or a one game performance or a playoff series. I'll find a stat or a group of stats that kind of just blows my mind where I'm like, wow, that is really unique and really crazy. So I figured I'd show you 10 of those examples and we'll use those corresponding cards in 2K. I think you see where I'm going with this, but let's just get into it, shall we? Now, you guys are going to understand when I explain these players, like you're going to kind of understand what I'm talking about, but also it's going to be confusing because this is super subjective. Like there's a million players from the NBA's history who have had crazy stats. Like I could do 9,000 different players in this lineup. So drop me comments down below on facts and stats from the NBA that you guys find interesting. These are just the ones that have stuck out to me for a long time. And also when I say wild and crazy, that's like, you know, I'm not going to use LeBron in this video because like what, you know, LeBron for his entire career has averaged like, you know, 28, 27 points a game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. That's, you know, that's like wildly impressive, but there's nothing super crazy about LeBron's stats. They're too good. There's nothing like outlandish. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't know what I'm saying. Let's just get to the players we're using. First, actually, let me mention an honorable mention. Elgin Baylor. The only reason he's an honorable mention is because I don't have an Elgin Baylor card in 2K. I never finished Domination, so we can't use him. But as a 6'5" small forward, Elgin Baylor once averaged 20 rebounds per game in a season. In 1961-62, he averaged 38 points, 19 rebounds, which is unbelievable. He was also a reserve in the US military, so he only played 48 games. He was busy serving his country the other time. Unbelievable stuff. Rest in peace, Elgin. But the first member of our lineup, as you can see right here in NBA 2K21, Dark Matter, Wilt Chamberlain, the reason I actually decided to make this video. When we look at Wilt's basketball reference page, 50.4 points per game. That is outlandish. Also 27 rebounds per game in some season. You know, it was all right. There's also some things about Wilt we know. You know, he scored he scored 100 points in a game. Those are all outlandish stats. Those are all crazy. Those all put Wilt on the team, but also this is something that I had my mind blown by last night. The 1967 NBA Finals, Wilt Chamberlain and the Philadelphia 76ers won the championship, one of his 2 championships, Wilt's. In that series, Wilt was the 5th leading scorer. He was only 30 years old. He wasn't way out of his prime. And I understand he obviously had 29 rebounds per game, 7 assists. He was helping the team in a lot of different ways, but 100 points in a game, Wilt. The same dude a couple years later was the 5th leading scorer on his team in the finals. That just blows my mind, bro. The second card in our lineup, Kobe Bean Bryant. And yes, I'm actually running him at power forward. It's the way this lineup actually works. So that's fun. Unlike LeBron James and Michael Jordan, even Kareem, all those dudes have had unbelievable careers, we know. Kobe has one season that really sticks out like none of those other guys do. And that was when he averaged 35 points a game in 05-06. Like looking at Kobe's stats, obviously unbelievable stuff, but 35 points per game, it just sticks out and catches my eye every time, especially when you consider, get this is really nerdy stuff. All time in the NBA pace, that is like how fast the game is played, how many shots, how many offensive attempts there are. 2005-2006 was the 5th slowest pace season in NBA history, and Kobe averaged 35 a game that year. Also, while I'm at it, this is going to be a long video because now I'm talking about stats, and like I said, I love it. In 05-06, Kobe obviously scored 81, also very crazy stat. He had 27 40-point games. Basically 1/3 of the games Kobe played for the Lakers that season, he was averaging 40 plus. Like what?
And that's impossible!
We move on to starting point guard, and yes, indeed, the very polarizing Russell Westbrook. Okay, I get it, man. A lot of people like to hate on Russell Westbrook. I even question Russell sometimes if he can be a part of winning basketball. I know I sound like a hater, but any way you slice it, even if you call him a stat pattern, averaging a triple-double for 4 of the last 5 seasons, never gonna be done again. Never has been done. It's crazy. Also, take away the assists and points, just look at the rebounds. Russell Westbrook is a 6'3" point guard who consistently averages double figures in rebounds. That's so weird. We move on to backup center, just because this one's gonna blow your minds, okay? Mark Eaton. Probably a lot of you younger fans, even me, do I really know anything about Mark Eaton? No. But Mark Eaton holds the NBA record for most blocks per game in a season, which he set in 1984-85 with 5.6 blocks per game. Now that number, obviously you're probably thinking, wow, that seems like a lot. But when you start to think about averages, like if Mark Eaton during that season had 2 blocks in a game against the Chicago Bulls on a random Tuesday night, 2 blocks seems like a pretty fair output. That is like 3.5 blocks less than his season average. Meaning if he had a couple games where he had 2 or 3 blocks, he would have to have a couple games where he had way over 5 just to maintain that average. It's like, that's an insane total, especially when you consider, you know, most guys have 2 or 3 blocks per game that lead the league these days. Moving along, another polarizing current day player, but I gotta include him, James Harden. I've been having this discussion a lot with people on my Twitch streams as of late, link down below in the description, by the way. I'm not even like a James Harden stan, but over a 2-year stretch from 18-19 through 19-20, James Harden averaged 35 points a game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. That's over a 2-year stretch. Remember that Kobe season I brought up earlier? James Harden basically did that and then some over 2 seasons. And yes, the pace of today's game is way faster. It's easier for players to rack up stats, but James Harden, man, I know we don't like all the free throws, he flops, whatever. Those 2 seasons are absolutely ridiculous numbers that every time I see them, my eyes pop. We move along to another really random one. My boy, Jerry Stackhouse. Yeah, I told you, this is crazy. Here's the deal with Jerry Stackhouse. He had a nice long career, pretty productive at years, but one season sticks out like a sore thumb when in 2000-2001, he averaged 29.8 points per game, basically 30 a game, up from 24 a game the season prior. Then he dropped to 21 a game. That is a massive shift from like, oh yeah, he's a pretty good player, up to, whoa, he almost led the league in scoring, back down to, yeah, he's a pretty good player. Whenever I do NBA trivia, like just for fun about like the early 2000s or the late 90s, when you think about like points per game leaders, you're like, yeah, Kobe, Shaq, Allen Iverson, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. There's so many superstars, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, but Jerry Stackhouse has one of the highest scoring seasons from that era, which is like, what? By the way, a guy by the name of Shaquille O'Neal never averaged 29.8 points per game in a season. Jerry Stackhouse has a higher single season career high, which is, come on, that's mad. I actually adjusted my starting and backup point guard there so I could include my boy Kyle Korver, who, yes, I just love using his card, but also my guy Korver's stats really blow me away when I see that he shot 54% from 3 in 2009-2010. 54% from 3. He only averaged 2.1 attempts, but that's the single season record for best 3-point percentage. But when we look at that list, Korver's atop it. He also has the 9th highest percentage, when in 2014-15, he shot 92% on 6 threes per game. I'm not going to go through each of these guys' seasons in between his 2 records, but just trust me, Steve Kerr, Detlef Schrempf, Tim Legler, none of those guys averaged near 6 attempts per game. So that 14-15 season for Korver is easily one of the best 3-point shooting seasons we've ever seen. And also one other thing about Korver, he was taken in the 2003 draft with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, all those guys. And he's played the 2nd most career games out of anybody in that draft. Nobody would have predicted that. Gotta show love to my boy Korver. I've got 3 spots left to show you, including Dennis Rodman. Yes, one of the best stat pages ever. Dennis, a 6'7" power forward, so he was undersized, as we know. And for a good 7-season stretch in his career, averaged 17 rebounds per game. That's madness. And he did so while scoring 6.4 points per game. The ultimate star role player, Dennis Rodman. Like, that's crazy. He also, get this, in the 93-94 season, when he was a part of the San Antonio Antonio Spurs, actually. He had a game in which his stat line read 0 points, 28 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 steals, and 0 blocks. My guy had 28 rebounds and didn't score a single point. Another rebounding beast, as I'll show you, Kevin Love, prime Minnesota Kevin Love making the team. I just think it's really easy to forget that Kevin Love, when he joined Cleveland, he obviously had to take a different role in his career, but 4 seasons in his young prime with the Timberwolves, Kevin Love averaged 24 points a game, 14 rebounds. Like, that's pretty crazy. Also shot 37% from 3 on 5 3-point attempts. He was kind of a unicorn. Also in 2010-11, one of my favorite individual games to watch highlights from, when he had 31 points, 31 rebounds, 5 assists against the New York Knicks. It was funny because at that time, Kevin Love was pretty chubby and had a shaved head. To see him go out there and get 30 and 30, just, you know, awesome. And the final spot in our lineup goes to my guy, Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, another player with a very nice basketball reference page, but I have something specific in mind, and please look away, Dallas Mavericks fans. The 2006 finals, which many people think were rigged, are just unbelievable to look at from a stats point of view. After losing the first 2 games, Dwayne Wade in the final 4 games of the series averaged 39 a game and 8 rebounds, a historic NBA Finals performance, but he did so making 14 and a half out of 18 free throws per game. 18 free throws per game. My guy bought like a 3-bedroom condo and set up shop at the free throw line in this series and never left. In game 5, what is that game? Yeah, game 5, 21 for 25 from the line. I can see why lots of people think that series was rigged. Just from a stats point of view, like, how is that even possible, Dwayne? But altogether, ladies and gentlemen, man, that took a really long time. Hopefully I'll be able to edit it down. Like I said, when I get talking about stats, I love that stuff, man. Like I mentioned, there's like 9 million different lineups I could make using that criteria because there's been a lot of crazy stats in the NBA. But let me know any that I should have included down below, some of your favorite fun facts and stats. These 10 players, though, always blow my mind when I look at those things that I pointed out. So let's see if I can't use them all together and get a win. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this trip inside the mind of Jay Canada. This is literally what I think about in my spare time. It's weird. Wow, my opponent's actually got a bit of a budget lineup here. Although that Grant Hill card is really expensive. Doesn't matter. I might take an L, I might take a W. Who really knows? This is my first time using Wilt Chamberlain, and he's got an intense matchup because my opponent has Bol, and we know, oh my, Wilt has that behind the back? I had no clue. This is going to be fun. Wilt Chamberlain is like an on steroids Bol card. I think I can make this work. That's a good steal right there. I didn't get it with Kobe like I was trying to bait him to, but I knew where he was going with that pass, and we got the steal, and Kyle Korver, man. I just love using this card too much. Kobe at power forward is so weird. Like, I'm definitely going to screw up trying to pass to his icon at some point in this game, but maybe it's a mismatch on Bobby Jones. That's a wide open 3. Hey, he got open and splashed. My guy's trying to do the most with Grant Hill, and he obviously knows what he's doing with this card, a pretty good card. Good. Perfect block, Wilt. I was right there for the rejection. James Harden, hold on. That space, James. Come on, baby. I don't know why I can't green with James Harden, but that is a nice jumper. Good defense, Wilt. Oh, yeah. My guy, Bol, might have met your match. Whoa, that could have been a turnover. Chill out. Jerry Stackhouse wide open. 28 points a game in the season. Make that 29.8. Yeah, I remember that stat exactly. Good White again. Wilt Chamberlain inside, that's too easy. Yep, that is way too easy. 8-point lead, we are cooking here. I definitely knew I was getting blessed out the gates in this game, so I didn't think I was gonna get a flood and a rage quit on this opponent. Okay, now I'm lagging like crazy. Probably shouldn't have shot that. Okay, yeah, this is probably gonna be a battle with our team here. Okay, we got the bench in, and like I said, a great start for me, but he's right back in this game. This is not gonna be easy. Dwayne Wade, I'm surprised he didn't get free throws there, am I right? Dennis Rodman, big finish inside. Dennis Rodman. I don't know if either him or Mark Eaton can shoot. I'm just going to assume both of them can't, but at least they can finish inside a bit. And this is a horrible... Oh, my word. Dude, my guy's living in 5-out, cheesing me with Bol, which, I mean, fair enough. That's what you should be doing. What kind of pass was... Oh, my goodness. That was a horrible pass. Hold on. It's Dwayne Wade. It's Dwayne Wade. That space. Dwayne Wade. Oh, man. I thought that was a good look. Hold on, that's off. Oh, okay. I mean, I left him wide open, but thankfully he missed one. I don't have a lot of cards who can create space here. Wait, Russell Westbrook can. Thank you. That felt like a green, honestly. I know I got blessed again technically, but that should have been a green. I brought my starters back in quicker than usual because basically I need them to win. I could also use a good third quarter J run here, but let's start it off with a strong finish to the quarter. Oh, Wow. He was definitely trying to pass the bull cutting. I would have had the steal manually. We got it automatically, and Kobe in the corner. There we go. I think that could be the start of another good run for us. I feel it, y'all. And then he gets bailed out. That was really good defense. Classic. He's to the free throw line like he's Dwayne Wade or something getting bailed out. See, now that was about to be a 3 from Wilt Chamberlain. It was about to be good, and he robbed me of that. But ladies and gentlemen, right on time, third quarter Jay with a run. This is the second video in a row here where I was only up 12 at the time this man quit. Like, I wasn't necessarily flooding. I was gonna take a W, yes, but he was keeping this game tight. Anyways, that was kind of fun. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be honest, there's videos that I post like spin to win or like one player from, like certain videos, draft mode, that I know you guys are gonna click on, you're gonna like, you're gonna show love on. This is one of these videos where I don't know how many people are gonna watch it or who are gonna enjoy it because it's so random, but I truthfully really enjoyed making this, and I love talking about basketball and stats and all that. So please let me know specifically on this video if you did enjoy. And of course, like I mentioned a few times, let me know other crazy stat players, stat lines, all that stuff down below in the comment section. I'm curious to read players I could have included here. If you enjoyed me talking more about basketball centric, I must plug it right now, promote my second channel, Basketball Cinema. A link down below in the description will take you there. It's a really good channel. I know I sound arrogant saying that, but if you like basketball, you like this video, you're probably gonna like my content over there. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this trip inside my mind thinking about stats. It's a weird time, but at least I took a W in 2K2. So I will see you all in the next one. I am Jay Canada, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.